Good afternoon, children. Welcome back to our online class. How are you all? Hope you all are safe at home. Have you all completed your homework? Right. Good. Shall we start today's class? Yes. Children, let's recall what we learned in the before classes. Okay? So now we are learning the chemistry part, is it? And that chemical change, that is chemical substances, is it? Chemicals and chemical changes in the chemical substances we have learned. So there, first pure substance, it is divided into two elements, compounds. Elements, we have learned what is called element. An element is a substance that is made up of only one kind of atoms and cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means. Then compound is a substance that is formed when two or more elements combine chemically. Then what is called mixtures? Mixtures consist of two or more substances simply mixed together but not chemically combined. Then we have learned about chemical symbols. So there, to write full name, it would be take much time. So to avoid that, we are using this symbols, is it? That is chemical symbols. So first they used pictorial symbols, is it? Pictorial symbols. Then after Johannes Jacob Berzelius, he used that as symbol that is from English alphabet, is it? So there we have seen some important features. First, English letter appearing in the name of an element is used as its symbol. Then hydrogen H, carbon C. Second feature, when two or more elements have their names beginning with the same letter, one more letter is added to the symbol. Example, that is calcium Ca, cobalt Co, xenon Xe, helium He, bromine Br. In some cases, another distinct letter is used. Example, chlorine, that is Cl, magnesium Mg, manganese Mn, is it? So one of the table also we have seen, that is aluminium Al, barium Ba, boron B, neon Ne, uranium U. Like that examples we have studied, is it? Next, about atomicity we have learned. Okay, what is called atomicity? That is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element is known as its atomicity. The number of atoms present in one molecule of an element is known as its atomicity. Depending on the atomicity, molecules can be monoatomic, diatomic or tetratomic, is it? So there we have studied with the example, is it? So helium, which type of molecule? Monoatomic molecule. Atomicity is 1, is it? Then potassium K, it's which type of molecule? Monoatomic. Oxygen, atomicity is 2, is it? So we can call that which type it is? Diatomic. Then phosphorus, atomicity is 4, is it? That is tetratomic. Tetratomic. Then we have learned that is chemical formulae, is it? Then we have learned about chemical formulae. What is called chemical formula? Can you say? The representation of a molecule of a compound using chemical symbols of its constituent elements is called a chemical formula. So what is called chemical formula? The representation of a molecule of a compound using chemical symbols of its constituent elements is called a chemical formula. So some examples we have seen for water, that is H2O. Then common salt NaCl. Hydrochloric acid HCl. calcium carbonate CaCO3. Then sulfuric acid H2SO4, nitric acid HNO3, is it? So all these examples we have studied in chemical formulas, is it? There we have learned. Okay. So next we learn about what valency. What is called valency? In the last class I have explained with the example, is it? So what's that? The combining capacity of the atom of an element is called valency. So what is called valency? The combining capacity of the atom of an element is called valency. Some examples we have studied, is it valency? So for that, first hydrogen, what is the valency? 1, carbon 4, sodium 1, magnesium 2, oxygen 2, chlorine 1, calcium 2, copper 1 or 2, potassium 1, iron 2 or 3, nitrogen 3 or 5, aluminium 3, is it? So this much we have learned in the last class, is it? Next, how to write chemical formula. So for this reason only I have shown all those things. Today we have recalled everything now what we learned before. Okay. Writing a chemical formula. To write the chemical formula, we should know the symbols of the constituent element. Okay. Then you should know the valencies of the elements. Okay. So this much if you know, the remaining step it is easy. Okay. First you should know, that's what I made you to learn the symbols of each element. Then last class I said you to study the valency of the given elements. Okay. So I hope that you have learned that tabular column which I have given last day. Okay. If you study that, it is today's portion, it is very easy to understand and easy to know the chemical formula. Okay. So let's see that. Writing a chemical formula. For that, 4 steps are there. If you study this, if you know these 4 steps, you can able to write a chemical formula. Okay. So the first step is, first you want to write the symbols of the constituent elements. So what's the first point? Symbol. Okay. Next, write down the valencies of the element. So the second step is valency you should know to write for the given element. Okay. Then what's the third step, do you know? So see that tabular column which I have shown to you. In that third step, what they have done there, see there you should cross that valencies, cross over that valencies and write them as subscripts. Okay, subscripts. Okay, so third step is cross over the valencies and write them as subscripts. Okay, then fourth point is, if the valency is divisible by a common number, for example 2 elements are there, in the subscript 2 number will be there, is it? So if it is divisible by a common number, then we can divide it and simplify that formula. Okay, so these 4 steps keep your mind, and what are the formula, the compounds they have given, for that you can able to write the chemical formulae. Okay, so the first point is you should know to write the symbol. So you want to learn the symbol of each element. Symbol means the element if they are given. So you should know what's the symbol for that particular, for example that is compound if they have given, what's the symbol to write each element in that compound. So the first point is to write down the symbols of the constituent elements, then write the valencies of the elements, then cross over the valencies and write them as subscripts, Then if the valency is divisible by a common number, then divide it and write the simplified formula. That is called chemical formula. Okay. So in the tabular column, first they have given H2O, water, is it? H, we all know H2O, is it? So anyway, how the formula is, we can write CH and O. Is it? What is the valency of 2? Sorry, H2. Okay, 2. That's what. First, what is the valency of hydrogen? 1. Is it? What's the valency of oxygen? 2. Okay, that in the tabular column you have learned. Then just cross over. Okay, so H2. So for H, valency is 1, oxygen is valency is 2. So you then third step is to cross over the valencies, is it? So just cross it, H2O1, is it? That's what they have written, step 3, H2O. If there is no number, we can assume that is O. Okay. Then fourth step is, if there is common number, okay, we can divide by 1. Okay, for the valencies are divisible by 1 here. See H2O. So here 2, there 1. Is it? So only we can divide by 1. So the chemical formula is H2O itself. Is it? Okay. Then next one more example given in that video I have shown in the picture. That is carbon dioxide. Is it? See how this came. C, carbon, oxygen. Carbon and oxygen, so CO. Okay, it is carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon, what's the valency? 4. Is it? Carbon, what's the valency? 4. Then oxygen, 2. So you write down C down 4 and O down 2. Okay, then cross over that valencies. C2, is it? O4. Understand? Okay. So here 2 and 4 is in the subscript of each element, is it? So we can divide that by 2. Okay. So here 1, 2 is 2, there 2 2s are 4. So C1O2, is it? So if there is 1, we don't want to write there 1, is it? So we CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay. So once more we can see carbon dioxide. How to write chemical formula? The carbon and oxygen are the element, isn't it? So carbon, what is the valency? 4. Oxygen 2. Okay. Then cross that for C2 and O4. C2O4, step 3. Then step 4, the valencies are, we can divide by 2. 2 and 4 is there in the subscript of C and O, is it? So we can divide by 2. That's what? C1O2. So that's CO2, carbon dioxide. Shall we see 2 examples? Yes. See, already I have given this in the worksheet. Okay. So chemical formula, first itself why I have given means you want to try. That's what. Okay. So if you complete that, just check that answer. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't know, listen carefully. Try to understand and do it. Okay. Yes. So first one, write the chemical formula of the following compounds. First one, potassium chloride. Potassium chloride. What's the symbol for potassium? K. Is it? Chloride, Cl. Is it? Now, this is the symbol for potassium and chloride. Is it? Yes. Next, second step, we want to write the valency. Is it? Right. Next, what's the valency of potassium? 1. Is it? So, below K, potassium, you write 1. Okay. Next, chlorine. So, what's the valency of chlorine? For that also 1. Is it? So, below the Cl, you should write 1. Now, cross that both valencies. Okay. So, for K, again 1, Cl 1 we are getting. So 1 means don't want to write, is it? So KCl, potassium chloride. Okay, so like that only you should write the chemical formula. Okay, symbol, valency, crossover, then if you need, divide it. That's all. Okay, then sodium oxide, sodium oxide, sodium and oxygen. What's the symbol for sodium? Na. Oxygen O. So I have written there, is it? Below Na, first we should know, second point is the valency. So first symbol, second valency. Okay, so Na, then below Na, what's the valency of sodium? 1. Then what's the valency of oxygen? 2. Write it in below, write it in the so oxygen 2, is it? So next step is cross over the valencies. So Na2O1. So 1 don't want to write, so we can leave it. So Na2, want to write the subscript of Na, then O in the subscript 1 will come, so don't want to write that, so Na2O. Okay, so one more in the book, page number 55 you have. So you, those who have book, you can check it. Otherwise in the last class I have given worksheet also, the same only I have given. So just to go through and try to check the answer. Also calcium chloride, one more question is there that you want to try. Okay, do it and come, I'll check it. Okay, Saturday you should submit that. Okay, then B, fill in the blanks. Okay, fill in the blanks is also there, that also we can write. Y means next month you have test, so that only I am giving the answer. Okay, so fill in the blanks with the correct words. Dash may or may not text. Those who have book page number 55 you have, you can mark it there. Okay, fill in the blanks with the correct words. So others you want to write it in your classwork booklet and write the answer. Okay, question you want to write it and write the answer also as like in the book. Okay, dash may or may not exist independently. So what's the answer? Molecules or atoms? Atoms may or may not exist independently. Dash are formed when two or more similar or different atoms join together. Mixture or molecule? Molecule, is it? Okay. Third one, dash is made up of only one kind of atoms. Yes, element, is it? Element or compound? Element. Dash consists of two or more substances simply mixed together. Compound or mixture. Simply mixed together means mixture. Okay. Dash is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. Atomicity or valency? So the answer is atomicity. Atomicity is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. Okay. So answers I have given, just write it. Okay. Then today you can recall what we learned. Okay. So to know this today's portion, that is to write chemical formula, you should know the chemical symbol, then you should know the valencies of element. Okay, so if you know that this formula, chemical formula, it is easy to know to write. Okay, that's what. Don't forget, need to learn how to write the symbol, that is what are the symbols for each element. Okay, that you should know. Then symbol, this valencies also you should know thoroughly, clearly. Okay, so it is then, if it is easy to write the chemical formula. Okay, understand, these are the basic portions. Now itself learn, then it is a benefit for your future studies. Okay, then this let's remember part, that is today I have given no chemical formula, how to write, some exercise part I have given no. This question, fill in the blanks with correct words, this and all you should write in your classwork booklet. Okay, those who have book, you can mark in your book also, 55, page number 55. Okay, write there in the page number 55 and send for correction. Okay, So don't forget this. Also you should learn this question answers and that chemical formulas, everything this week itself. Okay, today itself. Also you want to learn prepare for the test also. Next month first week the test will be midterm test maybe. So sorry, monthly test maybe. So learn properly. Okay. Yes. Shall we end this session? Yes. Safe at home. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, students.